I think everybody's there. Hello and welcome to Tabletop Roleplay Theater for this presentation of The Heartland. My name is Curtis and I am the game master for our game today. Before we begin, I'd like to thank all of you out there watching us live on Twitch. Thank you very much. Make sure you hit the follow button if you haven't, and consider subscribing. If you're watching us later on YouTube, out there beyond the veil, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. It's free on YouTube, and they really love us over there and want to see how many people are watching our stuff, and apparently it's a lot of you. So make sure you hit that red button and let them know. Thank you all for watching. You are the real reason that we do this. Also, this particular game, KULT Divinity Lost, is very fun. Dark and fun, just the kind of stuff I like. I also oh, there it's back again. No. Nope.
Okay.
We had a little blurb. I'm on it. OBS picked it up. I don't know what that was. Let's see. Encoding lag. Learn something new every day. I may be having some internet issues. I don't know. It's very windy outside today. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. My computer's hardwired, so there's no wireless involved, but I never know about the connections outside of my house. Anyhow, all right. Well, forgive us our little momentary lag. As I was saying, I want to thank these wonderful players who helped bring the world of Heartland to life. So let's meet them now. And I think we were going to start with Jaylee.
Yes, hello. My name is Jaylee Hoyt, and I am playing Daisy Hamilton, the veteran.
Hey, and and I'm Reese. I'm playing Dr. Robert Butterwick, the Broken. Been away for a little while, but I'm glad to be back and playing.
Hello, yes, I am not muted, and I am Krista, and I will be playing Savella, the occultist.
And I'm Matt, and I'm playing Kenneth, the Prophet.
Outstanding. Thank you, players. Yes, Dr. Butterwick is finally back with us, and good job on the no mute, Sabella. That is usually your little gimmick. I was kind of looking forward to that this time, but it didn't happen. So, man, we seem to have some lag going on the stream. That's going to drive me nuts. Anyways, we'll see if it catches back up. Thank you, players. Now, let's just get into it. Episode 7 of KULT Divinity Lost, The Heartland. All right. Yeah, there is about a like a 2-second lag on my OBS from my own live mouth, and that's going to drive me insane.
Just don't look at it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Put a Post-it note over it.
Yeah.
Put a blanket on it.
Outstanding. I don't know what that was. It's like my internet just something. The hamsters. Wake up in there. Wake up. Okay. Let's do a little recap. Last week. Was it last week? Were we here last week? The last time we were together. I don't know. There's been illnesses and jobs and things happening in so many shows. It's hard for me to keep track. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, I switched your guys' mics over. Say something for me, somebody, please.
Hello.
Say something.
Yeah, there we go. Okay,
I'm
cool. I'm
muted.
sorry. A brief moment of paranoia. I'm all messed up. I'm all shook up. Yeah. Sabella had a vision last week of the Black Tree and the Angels of the Ashes. Seen much of it through the eyes of Stephanie Hauser and the first-person point of view. Her initial thoughts were that Stephanie is not what she seems. Sabella, Daisy, and Tanith spend some time and discuss that and their plans on what they should do with her. It's during this time that Tanith takes the opportunity to initiate Stephanie into his following. It's the best way I can describe it at this point. Start the process, the initiation process, perhaps. Sabella calls the Hausers on the phone and informs them that Stephanie is safe and with them, and they can come get her. Tanith gave her some warnings about not being alone. Probably scared the snot out of her. Daisy, tormented by her past, but it turns out to be a play on her mind and stability. What she thought was an enemy combatant from her time in the war, lurking around the Blue Rose, turns out to be Deputy Clark. This is only discovered after she put a bullet in his head. As the three try to determine how to handle the situation, the sound of Ray's truck, Ray Hauser, is heard in front of the Blue Rose. Our group is currently at the back of the Blue Rose. But we're going to start our story with Dr. Butterwick because it's been a moment since he's been here, and right now, Reese has really no clue where Dr. Butterwick is. During the last episode, or actually 2 episodes ago, you had been caring for Stephanie at the Blue Rose, tending to her minor leg injuries. Sabella had started to go into her vision through the gazing ball. It was shortly right at the end of that vision that Deputy Sheriff Clark showed up at the Blue Rose to get you as the result of a 911 call and took you out to a new place you can see in the southeastern area of the map of Providence, the water treatment facility. That there had been an accident out there, a traumatic accident, and that you were needed. An ambulance is on the way, but the nearest ambulance is an hour. It's an hour trip to get an ambulance to Providence. So, in this particular situation. And so, he told you to go home, get your bag, and go out to the water plant. And unless you do anything in the interim, I assume that's what you do.
No, if he gets told it's an emergency and he needs to be there right away, he'd probably head there right away. If he had the least inkling that somebody had been hurt.
Yeah, he says something about a possible lost limb.
Okay, yeah. So the doctor would be rushing in, just grab his satchel or bag or briefcase, mixture of them all, and head over to the water treatment plant.
When you get to the water treatment facility, inside one of the main areas in the front, where some of the meters are and the water testing kits and kind of like their little lab that they use at the facility, on the floor is Dr. Thomas Horn, whom you've not met, but he is actually in a white lab coat and has a name badge.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
And being, I'm just because medical colleagues or whatever, but he's missing an arm. It looks like his arm has been ripped off, perhaps.
Okay. Is there anybody around in the general vicinity?
Yes, there is another gentleman in sort of this blue dicky work suit, pants and a short sleeve top, with a name embroidered on one of those badges. It says it's the water treatment patch, and it says Rusty. And he is, of course, pale-faced and has blood on his hands and arms, and the arm is tourniqueted off with a belt, but it is sort of a ragged wound.
Okay. So the doctor would rush over, throw his bag to the side. Rusty, is it?
Yeah, Doc.
What happened here? How did this happen? I need to know so I can start treating him straight away.
I don't know. He came up out of the basement like that.
How long has he been like this? And I'll start looking at the wound, seeing if I can get the tourniquet working correctly. Does his other part of his arm seem to be here?
The missing part of the arm is missing. It's gone. They don't have the amputated piece. Rusty is kind of a bit in shock, stumbling over his words as far as explanation. He just came out of the basement like this. Maybe an accident or something. I haven't been down there, and you can kind of see a bit of a trail of blood.
Okay. Rusty, the first thing we need to do is stabilize the doctor. Then we need to find his arm. Just take a calm breath. Breathe in and out 5 times. Just calm down and let me know what's going on. And at this point, I'll start applying the tourniquet higher up the arm, a better one, a more medically trained one. Then I'll remove the one off the bottom to try and remove, so it doesn't get infected from some just random guy's belt being on the cut.
Right. The doctor kind of comes to as you are working on his arm, and Rusty's having a bit of a panicked moment, and the doctor tells Rusty that it's going to be fine, and the arm is gone. No need to go looking for it.
What do you mean? We could save your arm. How can it be gone?
There's no saving this arm, Doctor. That's for sure.
Rusty, you must be delusional. Okay? We need to get him closer to the road, and we need to make him warm. Can you do that for me?
Did you say closer to the road?
Yeah. So when the ambulance gets here, they'll be able to triage him straight away. So, yeah, when we do that, I'll head back to where the blood trail comes from.
Oh, well, yeah, the doctor's not going to let you get that far. When you try to go back into the building, he's going to grab you by the shirt and pull you close. And he tells you, it's just an accident. Don't go downstairs.
What do you mean?
He says, promise me you won't go downstairs.
Okay. And I'll get some painkillers out and I'll give them to him. I was like, this will help with the pain. And I'll give him a slightly too high dose to make him dozy. And just try and relieve his pain. Yeah, I'll turn to Rusty. Does he seem to be more collected?
Yeah, he's doing a little bit better. He's kind of standing by, he washed his hands.
Rusty, what is down there? Is it machinery?
No, that's Dr. Horn's laboratory down there. That's the Retech lab.
Retech? What is that?
That's the company, I believe, that owns the water treatment facility, but they've got their own lab that they keep downstairs for their own stuff.
Okay.
You probably you don't want to go down there. He seems to be very nervous.
Okay. Well, let's make sure the doctor's okay. I'll have to take his word for it that his arm's not recoverable without trying. It must be really dangerous down there if he's willing to lose his arm.
Do you tell Rusty this?
Yeah.
He says, yeah, it's like top secret stuff down there.
Okay. Do I see Deputy Lane anywhere? He sent me here, didn't he?
Yeah, he sent you there, but no. In your brief conversation, he hung back at the Blue Rose to question those others as to why they were all, as to what was going on there. After he sent you out, but he appeared stressed, and there's been this big massive thunderstorm. There's been a whole bunch of shit happening in town that you haven't been completely privy to. You've heard Daisy and Sabella and Tanith going on and on about shit at the Hauser Cave and stuff, with Stephanie and all of that. So you know that all of that stuff had been going on. So Lane, Deputy Clark, seemed a bit distraught.
Okay. So I'll pull out my Nokia flip phone and I'll try and call the deputy. And just try and get in contact with, just somebody, because it just seems like there is, no supervision here right now. It's just me kind of dealing with somebody losing an arm. So I'll just try and call through my list of 4 people that I know in the town. So I'll go deputy, then I'll start going down to Daisy, and then just work my way down the list.
Yeah, you get Deputy Clark on the phone the first time around.
Okay.
This Deputy Clark.
Deputy, where are you? I need your assistance. There's been a situation at the water treatment plant. The doctor's hurt.
Yeah, Doctor. Sorry about that. I'm gonna try to get out there just as soon as I can. Hopefully, I'll beat the ambulance, but they're on their way. But I got other situations brewing here in town, so I'll get out there just as soon as I can.
Okay. Have you seen Daisy and the others? Tennis.
Yeah, I just left them at the Blue Rose. They're taking care of that Hauser girl.
Okay. Well, I'll come back over once I've dealt with this. Alright, bye. I'll hang up the phone. Yeah, around the area, does it seem to be anybody else, or is it just us 3? Me, Rusty, and the doctor.
No, it's just you and Rusty. Rusty does tell you that there is usually Paul is on the day shift, but he called in sick today. So it's just him and Dr. Horn. Dr. Horn usually stays in the lab downstairs. Rusty pretty much maintains the water plant, which is pretty much just a fancy babysitting job.
How does the Dr. Horn seem to be at the minute? Is he just not freaking out at me trying to like be around him? Is he more like laid down? Is he conscious?
He's calmed down. He's a bit sleepy. But when you go down and check on him, he gets your attention again and tells you, the ambulance is going to take me away. I'm going to be gone for a few days. You're going to have to go downstairs. There's something down there that must be cared for, or bad things are going to happen to more people.
I'll get in close and go, Doctor, what are you talking about? This is just a water treatment plant. You need to control your illusions. You're in a lot of pain right now. Just calm down.
As he starts to fade and drift into unconsciousness, he tells you, Rusty knows how. And then he passes out. And I'm going to let you think about that for a minute, because I don't want to leave the others stranded. My glasses suddenly got like blurry or something. I can't see. You can see my ugly eyes. Hello, everybody. I'm scary and creepy looking without my sunglasses on.
Oh my god! Welcome to the true horror of KULT Divinity Lost! All of our 11 viewers.
Yeah. Sabella, Daisy, and Tanith. I'm just going to leave all that behind. And the body of Deputy Clark are behind the Blue Rose when Ray Hauser arrives out front. Well, what you assume is Ray Hauser. It's kind of, his truck has that unmistakable sound.
Yeah, Daisy kind of knows that she doesn't look the greatest, covered in blood at the moment. So she looks over at Sabella and Tanith. Sabella, you should go up front, and I think that's Hauser's truck.
Yeah, but what are we? And she kind of motions to the body. What are we gonna do with this?
Well, first we deal with the girl, and then we'll deal with this. One thing at a time.
All right. Okay.
Do you have one of those little jingles on your
We
front
do
door?
have a jingle on the front door.
You hear the front door bell.
Shit.
So you know
Okay.
they've walked in the front.
Okay. Just stay here. Don't go inside. You know.
That's the plan.
Okay. All right. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. It won't take too long. And she runs to the front of the store and walks in. Jingle, jingle.
I'm just gonna hang out back here with the body, search him a little bit. Go ahead and, if he's got a little bit of money, wallet, why not take it? Grab his gun, his phone, right in front of Tanith.
He's not going to say anything. He's looking around. Can Tanith see what is in this little area that we're in? I'm specifically looking for boxes, garbage bins, mini skips, anything like that.
Yeah, it's an alleyway basically, and there's a couple of trash cans there. The town's not really big enough to have sort of a dumpster service, but Sabella does have a couple of large barrel-sized trash cans behind her store for boxes and garbage and whatnot.
I go and get one.
Oh yeah, smart. Will you help me get him in there?
Yep. He sort of looks at you, he says, "Don't tell anyone, but I've done this before." And he looks, then he has a side glance at you and he goes, "And I'm sure you have."
I've got myself in a situation once or twice, yes.
Yeah.
You grab the feet?
Okay. So we bring the barrel-sized bin over, grab the feet. Now we're going to have to yoga him up, Daisy. I'll push the legs, ankles towards you, grab them, pull them down tight. Then I'll grab his bum and then we'll slide him in.
All right. Yeah, she'll do that. Just that. She'll step down and get her hands under his arms, and on the count of 3, they'll lift it up and get the body in there.
Which one of you wants to roll act under pressure? As you are attempting to do this, I assume before someone sees you, right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
I guess I will. Act under pressure.
Go, Daisy, go.
13.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Roll.
That was better than a 9.
This is better than a 9.
Better than a 9.
Continue.
Slide him in, and then just grab some old paper or something that's in one of the other boxes and try and scoop up as much of his head as we can that Daisy has kindly blown all over the place. Hopefully lots of it's little bits. Just go for the big chunky bits and hair and stuff.
Yeah, it's not very nice, but Daisy she'll silently help him, kind of appreciating that he's doing this so calmly. I'm a little weary of that. But yeah, she'll bend down and pick up the bits, and she seems relatively fine considering what just happened.
Right.
So while we're picking them up,
yeah, go ahead.
While we're picking them up, he's just gonna turn. He says, "Daisy, why did you shoot the sheriff?"
It's a little difficult to explain, but I saw something in him that was, well, not him, apparently. I thought he was someone else, and I shot him. So you can't really get more simpler than that explanation right there, I think.
Hang on. You saw something in him that wasn't there.
He was someone else, yes.
Oh, so what you saw, he wasn't the sheriff. Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, yeah. Very, very plainly, yes. You guys, you only heard one gunshot, and she kind of peels back her jacket a little bit to inspect her shoulder where she got shot and make sure that she actually did get shot and she's not just imagining it.
There's a wound there.
How bad is it? Is it like a bullet wound? Is there an exit wound or just entry?
Yeah, it's a bullet wound through and through, just the meat of the shoulder, just barely kind of missed her bone. It just barely went in there. Not much of a wound really at all for Daisy.
Yeah, she kind of just tisks and pokes at it a little bit.
It might have clipped her shoulder bone, and it's probably painful, but it's nothing. It's out both. It's through and through. So.
Oh, I'm sure Sabella will have some needle and thread or something. Can't be bothered.
Can fix it for you, but
no
there's
offense,
a price.
But I think, yeah. I'm not gonna take you up on that. We have a doctor in town. I'll just talk to Butterwick. He's helped me out before.
Fair enough. But hang on, I want to get back to your hallucination. this happen often to you, Daisy? This conversation kind of happening as they're scooping up bone and brain and hair?
He stops scooping for a minute to like peer down at him. Just how much detail do you want on that, Tannis?
I'm just trying to work out if it's a mental condition or if it's something fucking with you.
It could be either one. I don't know. Maybe I am crazy. I'm being completely honest. But it's done, before? So we can't bring him back. He's kind of doesn't have a head right now, so all we have to do is deal with it.
Oh yeah. I'm not concerned with that. I'm more concerned with your state. I just
my state.
Well, what happens if you have one of those episodes when we're around and we need you?
She's kind of at a loss for words at that, and she turns and picks up a little chunk off the ground and tosses it in the trash can. I don't know. I know future. Tell us, Sabella.
Well, whether you like it or not, you're the most competent here. So you're kind of our protector. And we need to rely on you, Daisy. Like, we really need to rely on you. We need to rely on Sabella's visions. You need to rely on me.
Do you rely on me, Tannis? I barely know you. I don't rely on you, and I don't think you should rely on me. I don't think you should trust me. I certainly don't trust you.
I trust you or not. We've come
to an understanding, but
okay, put it this way. You were in the military. You know, you get chucked in a combat situation with people. You don't have to trust them, but you do rely on them.
All right.
So we rely on you, whether we trust you or not, whether you trust me or not. That doesn't matter. It's a moot point. We need to rely on you. I just want to know. Okay.
I'm not going to hurt Sabella.
This? You don't know, do you? Like, really, you don't know. You just shot a person because you thought they were someone else. At any point in time, unless we know how it's triggered, that could happen again. Look, just do this. Before you react violently, if one of us is around, maybe tell us why you're doing it.
Man, you should bring the sheriff back to life and ask him why he shot me. Do you see this? I would not have fired if he hadn't have fired first.
Do you have his weapon?
I do.
Is it loaded?
She pulls it out and she'll check the chamber.
Is there a bullet missing?
Is there, Curtis?
The clip is full, and there is one in the chamber. It is completely filled.
Is it full?
She frowns down at it and puts it back in her pocket. Well, he had to been possessed by something in order to actually physically hurt me like this.
Well, yeah.
I don't fully understand this almost as much as you do. I might have been there for a while, but there's things that happen, and if that could happen to the sheriff, he could come back and hurt us more.
You're switching the point. I'm not talking about the sheriff. I'm talking about you. Look, okay. I don't care about the sheriff. He's a cop, so what? Look, what I care about, though, more so that I kind of think that your own head just hurt you. You believe what you saw so deeply that you took a bullet that didn't exist. Or, yes, there was something there that instigated it. Maybe not something possessing the sheriff, but something on the sidelines, playing with you. But anyway, just don't shoot me or Sabella, please.
I'll try my best.
I don't know how to come. Yeah, okay, fine. Anyway, we need a lid for this thing, so let's just box him up and chuck him somewhere else.
Sabella, were you back there for that, or did you go inside the Blue Rose?
I went inside.
And where was Stephanie at this particular point in time? Was she just sitting in the back room, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was still, tied up in there.
Oh, she's still tied up.
Yeah, we just left her tied to the chair.
Oh no, Daisy untied her.
Oh, okay. So she.
But we did just leave her loose in the shop.
Yeah. Oh God.
Okay, so yeah, when you go around and go inside, since the bell had already gone off, they'd already gone in the shop before you came in. Now, did you go around and in through the front door behind them, or do you have a back door that you?
I don't have a back door.
Okay.
I went in through the front.
So you go around through the front and you see that Ray and some other guy that's with him that you don't know. No, just a farm person, jeans and a shirt. And they've already reunited with Stephanie and are there in the shop. And he asks, where are the others?
The others? What others?
She said there was more people here.
Oh.
That Daisy woman and the
they went around back. They had to take out some trash.
Interesting. He starts to leave with the guy, and he's got Stephanie in hand. He doesn't say anything else to you. He just turns and starts to walk out the door. And as they are walking out the front door, you hear him tell Stephanie to get in the truck. He'll be right back. And he starts to walk back around the back of the building.
So follow after him. Where are you going, Ray? What's up?
He ignores you.
Okay.
And comes around to the back where Daisy and Tanith are with a trash can. And a bit of a bloody mess. And Ray walks up to the trash can and looks in.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
No, he sure does not. Do
Okay.
No, he sure does not do that.
Isabella will do the thing. Like a Scooby-Doo type situation where she'll like
Ding, 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 ding.
get in front of him. What's going on? What are you doing? Just taking out some trash. There's nothing back here.
Yeah, and Daisy's gonna step forward also and use Deadly Stare.
Oh, good.
Deadly Stare.
13.
All right.
Okay, what is that?
What does that mean?
It sure is good enough. I make eye contact with an NPC, causing him to freeze up and be unable to take any actions until you break eye contact. So Daisy whirls around and she sees Hauser just marching straight up, and Sabella like throws her arms out, and Daisy steps right next to Sabella and just fixes Hauser with this glare, like from her one eye, just like right into his soul. Hauser? Tanith, do you want to take a flash out over there?
Tanith walks up behind Daisy. He puts his hand on Daisy's shoulder that's hurt. And you see him put his head down. And then he points at Hauser. And he starts muttering like he's chanting. And he's going to do something too. What do I got to roll for this? Plus soul.
It's like a Western standoff. Like you hear, woo, wow, wow, wow.
Oh no, this is yeah. Oh. No, I didn't see it. Hang on. Oh, wait, no modifier. Okay. 14. Okay, so I'm going to lay on hands and transfer Daisy's wound to Hauser.
What?
Shit.
What?
Nice.
Okay.
14. Hang on, I gotta see if it works with a 14. All right, a 14. 10 to 14, you stabilize the injured, channeling the wound into yourself or the selected target. I do not have to touch them, and they does not require consent.
No. What happens is Ray was kind of frozen, like he was kind of in mid-sentence, but then Daisy's stare scared him silent. When you come up and do your thing, Tanith, he of course grimaces incredibly and grabs his shoulder. He doesn't really like go down, but he kind of like crumples with the pain for just a second. But in some weird sort of steely resolve, he kind of suffers through it a little bit, but you can see him just kind of holding his shoulder, and he straightens himself up and says, Stephanie said that you all helped her out, and I should invite you out to the big house for a wake. Pardon me, I just got some pain here all of a sudden. I don't know what that's all about. And he's kind of just looking at you, but just, you know, he's kind of like one of those old ranchers that he's not going to embarrass himself with the pain at this. He doesn't know where it came from. So what's he going to do? He can't like start accusing people. But he basically kind of grimaces through this and invites you to the Hauser Ranch. And he is given Daisy and then finally, are you all right? Referring to the blood splattered all over you.
Yes, I'm fine. Why do you ask? Are you all right? You got some joint pain from choring?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Oh, you got blood on you.
Yeah, I had a hunting this morning, and it got a little messy.
Well, he points down the road about half a block away where the sheriff Deputy Clark's car, his Prowler, is parked. Excuse me. And he, well, God damn.
Yeah, it's really bad. You should put a cold compress on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'll have LMA take a look at it. You better watch out because the fucking sheriff is running around the place. And he'll ask a lot more questions than I will. Anyways, you're all invited out to the wake. Big family. We always have quite the shindig. And Stephanie says to invite y'all, so y'all know where the ranch is, I'm sure.
Yeah, we know where it is.
It'll be a pleasure.
We might head out there.
With that, he leaves. Unless Sabella was going to say something else. Sorry, you looked like you were about to say one more thing and I cut you off. That's
okay. Just small talk rambling.
Gotcha. I'm about 1 second behind, so. All right, so then that's a good place. We'll go back to Dr. Butterwick, who is kind of dealing with a situation out the water treatment plant on the other side of town, which is really only half a mile away. And, what do you got going on?
Guy's got one arm.
Yeah, the guy with one arm. And he told you about the basement.
Yeah, so since he's passed out now, I'll turn to Rusty and goes, Rusty, the doctor mentioned that you know what's going on in the basement. What did he mean by that?
He told you that?
Yes.
And Rusty's face kind of gets pale. He's like, all right, I'll show you.
Okay. I'll take my blazer off and I'll place it over the doctor, just try and keep it warm while we go check what's in the basement.
When you get to the door, and it looks kind of like it goes into what would be presumed as maybe like a utility closet. There's no markings on this door. It's got a key lock on the outside, and it's got one of those louvered sort of ventilation window things in it. You can't really see through it. It's just meant for air to pass through. But when you open it up, it's just a small landing and then a set of steps that go down. Nothing fancy, concrete. Just one flight of steps down into nothing much bigger than the basement of a house. 40 feet by 40 feet maybe. I forget, you may not know how long a foot is because of international measurements.
No, that's cool. I understand.
But, not that big. It's not really that important. A nice sized room. And it is bare. Some old paint that is chipped off. The floor is bare concrete with a little floor drain. In it, there is a small trickle of like some rusty water that is coming from what looks to be some water seeping in from one of the corners in the ceiling and runs down the wall and gets kind of this rusty look to it and just trickles off down into this drain. But what catches your eye is on that far wall, opposite where you come down from the stairs, there is a door frame in the wall, but there's no door. It looks like it is covered with this sort of blackish green membrane. It's not shiny or anything. And there are vines, small green and brown vines that seem to be coming out from the edge of where the door would be on the inside of the frame. And they come out and they kind of curl around the door frame. And they're pretty. There's some little flower buds on them, and they're bright green, leafy, and they sort of vine down to the floor. And just to the right side of the doorway, you notice that there is a conduit that runs out from the wall, out along the floor, kind of shoots out towards the middle of the room. And it goes out about 12 feet away from that door frame. And the vines and the leaves and the flowers, and they're all kind of intertwined around that conduit. You can just barely see that they're wrapped around something that is going straight out from the wall. And at about 12 feet out, it angles up from the floor, straight up into the air at a 90-degree angle. And it's just this tube, this conduit, a pipe, not very big, just about that big. Punch you all in the arm. And the vines go, and at that tube's terminus at the end of it, they bloom. There's like almost a huge bouquet of flowering vines at that end. Okay. There is a damp, musty smell. There's counters and lab equipment and beakers and tubes and all sorts of stuff around the walls, but it all seems kind of old, not like it's used often.
Yeah, so before I get too close to the creepy plant door, I'm gonna kind of like put my hand on Rusty, because I would have been walking behind him. I'd been letting him lead. I was kind of like, get a bit closer. Rusty, what's going on down here? Why do you have some sort of greenhouse growing? What's going on?
Well, that's the doorway. They don't tell me much, but I get paid extra money. Come here. And he's really scared and nervous, and he pulls you up, but he seems to be going gingerly, and he starts walking towards that spot where the vines come out and come up from the floor. And as he's getting close to it, he says, "All right, stand here. Don't get close to the door." And he walks over to where that pipe comes up and he kind of rolls up the sleeve on his shirt. And you see that his arm is covered with scratches and wounds, and he walks over to that big bouquet of beautiful flowers and sort of holds his arm right over the top of it. And in a flash, vines and the flowers swing up and twist and grab. It's like the flowers almost act like suckers and move to his arms, and it sort of jerks him down against that pipe. And then you can almost hear this wet, slithery sound. Not almost, you can hear. How do you almost hear? And I just told you what it was, so you hear it. This wet, I don't even know how to describe it, but you hear this kind of, you think it's, you're expecting fluid to come up out of this tube, because you can kind of trace the sound. It's moving kind of slow, like some slow moving oily fluid, maybe because of how long it seems to be taking. You can almost trace it as it goes down the tube, and you can kind of hear that, you know, like the air is coming out of a tube, like a drain's filling up. You know, you can kind of hear that air sound. And but it's not fluid that comes up out of this. You see this sort of white, milky but translucent looking tendril, only it's got like 3 or 4 little branches on it, these little worm-like tendril things, and it comes out and you see it wrap around his arm, and then it starts to change color into this reddish color, and the Rusty starts, he's kind of, having a bit of an experience as this happens, but it doesn't really look like he's in pain. It did at the start. He kind of like grimaced through the first part, but as soon as this thing starts taking his blood, he doesn't seem to mind so much.
Rusty, can you hear me? And we're trying to like catch the corner of his eyesight.
And he just kind of nods, but doesn't really, he acknowledges yes, but doesn't make a coherent word.
Okay. I'll kind of go up behind him and kind of like give him a tug, see if we can get him away from the vines.
When you tug on him to pull him away from the vines, he pushes you away from him and says, hang on.
Rusty, what's going on here? What is this? I was kind of like looking around, like, is anything like else moving in the room? Apart from these vines latched onto his arm.
No, the only movement you see is that sort of membrane-y covering over the doorway seems to pulse slightly. It seems to have a bit of a tremor to it, sort of like the surface of gelatin when you wiggle it.
Okay. I'll take a step closer to the door.
Towards the doorway?
Yeah, with the membrane on.
Like, how close do you get?
5 foot away from it.
As you get as close to it as Rusty is with the thing, you start to walk a little bit closer before you get to 5 feet. He can't form a word really, but he lets out this cry, hang on, and he kind of waves his arm at you and is like, no, don't go any closer.
I kind of like look at Rusty and I'll just take another step forward. And I'll get to the point where I'm like breathing distance of it, but I'm not touching it. Like, does it react to me?
It does.
Oh.
I need you to avoid harm.
Let's see, do I have a negative? No, I don't. Avoid harm. A 12.
Okay. That's better than a 9. As you get close to it, when you get within the 5 feet radius, Rusty starts making a bit of a sound that sounds kind of painful, and the membrane splits down the center and sort of pulls back in a flash, and this thorny vine about the width of an arm with leaves and flowers. It's not like black or anything like that. It's actually rather bright and colored, but it is like one of these massive sort of thorn bushes. It's like this big around. It shoots out and attempts to grab you. You have dodged out of the way with your 13. However, you do take 1 wound as one of the thorns from that thing gashes you across your cheekbone.
Okay, and I'll kind of stumble back.
Yeah, and it goes back in. It all happens in like just a second. The vine flashes back in, and the membrane seals back up. Rusty also kind of falls away from his ordeal at the moment. The sucking has stopped and gone away. You might have heard the thing go back into the tube, and Rusty kind of steps back away, a little anemic from having lost some blood in that moment.
Yeah,
And I'm going to yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I'll walk up to Rusty and kind of like grab him by his collar and go, Rusty, what is this place? What have you been doing? It's kind of like shaking.
I get paid to feed the door, man. I just got to feed the door once a day. The doctor, he does his thing. I just come down once a day.
And I'll kind of like push him towards the exit, and then let's get outside. It's not safe in here. And I'm kind of like turning around into the doorway. When it opened, I know it was like a split chance, but did I see a whole human arm inside the door?
No, you did not. But I'm glad you asked that question. A couple of things did catch your eye as you were coming down in the basement, and now as you're exiting the basement, you definitely see that there are some claw marks that are fresh along the walls, and what looks to be at the door like it was maybe pushed open from the inside by some incredible force. But you see sort of an indentation and some claw marks on the inside as well.
Okay. Just when I put my hand against like the indentation on the thing, does it seem like human size? Does it seem like bear size?
No, it's bigger than that. Yeah, bear size. That's a good way to put it.
Okay. I'm just kind of like trying to soak it all in and just trying to understand what's happening right now. Killer plants, okay, that's a thing. Yeah, so he's kind of like starting to like hyperventilate a little bit now, like after like the like adrenaline's worn off. He's just wanting to get like up, like he's wanting to get like out of like the basement. So yeah, he's kind of like pushing Rusty up the stairs and just hoping to get outside and just try and get somebody else here to deal with this who's not really prepared.
Gotcha. Okay. While you're thinking about that, we're going to cut back to my other crew, but we're going to do one of those little quick ad breaks real quick. So there's going to be a little bit of a commercial. If you're a subscriber, you can still watch. We'll still be here. However, if you're not, you're going to see a little bit of an ad break. Sorry about that, but that'll give us a chance to, if anybody needs to run away real quick. So I'm curious, though, since we've got this brief little moment, Dr. Butterwick, since you're messed up, I want you to keep it together for me real quick, and then wait a minute, my pictures are messed up.
Yeah. I'm Tanith now. Hear ye, hear ye. Appreciate the vessel.
I almost put you down there. Oh, well, see, this is good. We can do this during this little ad break. Our subscribers can see it. Hey, subscribers, this is where we take just a little ad-lib moment.
You rolled a 10.
That's bad, though, because I've got -1 because I'm unstable. So I rolled a 9.
Ah!
Oh, doctor. Well, you were telling us that this was kind of messing with you.
You're going to end up back in the asylum, doctor.
I walked into the little shop of horrors without realizing.
You truly did.
Little shop.
Okay, well, let's see. You're distressed now. The 9, I'm going to put you down just 2 to anxious, so you can move to anxious, which is about where you're at. So you're pretty like which, you know, you said it yourself. Killer plants, it's a thing.
Apparently so.
That would make me a bit anxious, especially when the guy who just had his arm ripped off said, I'm going to have to take care of it. So, yeah. Who you're thinking about calling?
The gardener.
Thanks, Daisy. Huh? A gardener.
Get some guy with the big shears.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, this is as it's always said, this is a small town. Like, I don't really know who I go to for these kind of scenarios. Do the police deal with killer plants? Like, the first thing which comes to my mind, like, who likes killing stuff and is prepared for weird stuff? And it's like instantly Daisy. Like, that's where my mind goes straight away.
Yeah. And you've been in town long enough too that you've heard both. You've probably met Daisy on occasion. If you've ever go into Wendell's Cafe and Bait, you probably run into her at the store from time to time.
We've talked about Daisy's probably called them up, like made a few house calls for just strange injuries before everything's come to.
Yeah.
So you've both met her, and you've probably heard the rumors about her as well. Oh, the ad's over. Welcome back, everybody. We're just discussing Dr. Robert and the man-eating plant. But we're going to cut back because I'll let you think about what you're going to do with that situation. Plus, the ambulance is not too far away now. We'll be there any moment. And you all, the rest of you, Daisy, Tanith, and Sabella, now that I've got your pictures behind the right frames, what are you guys doing? Or what are you going to do?
Daisy's first prerogative is to get rid of this body, that's for sure.
How are you going to do that?
Well, we need to get rid of the car, too. So I say...
throw him in the car and drive it into the pond?
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
That shit's gonna get dug up eventually.
Daisy, what have you got in your garage?
I got lots of things in my garage, Tanith. What's your poison?
You ever clean any concrete?
Like, I mean, I probably got like a bag. I mean, we'd have to mix it up.
No, not concrete. I said, you ever clean any concrete? You got any like caustic soda or hydrochloric acid or anything like that?
Yeah, I've got a cabinet. It's got a. Are you suggesting we melt him?
Yeah, we melt him. We make policeman's soup and then we just pour it away.
That's really gross.
You can't smell anything. Though. You don't smell anything. All you smell is the acid. It's better than just dumping him in a river or whatever you want to do, and someone's just going to find him.
Why don't we just set him on fire?
Have you ever smelled burning flesh? Yeah,
it smells bad, and we're not going to be able to get it hot enough to get rid of him.
Sabella, I'm sorry to involve you in this. You don't have to help. I think Tanith and I can get our hands dirty.
No. You know I'm always by your side. You know I got your back. You know, don't feel bad or whatever. Like, I'm in this with you.
All right. Just make sure to wear gloves.
Okay.
So what, we take the body back to my place and then get ready for a dinner party?
Guess.
Well, Yeah, as long as we're not the dinner.
By the way, what did you do back there? And Daisy takes a moment to pull aside her jacket again and look at her shoulder wound. Is it still there?
It's like pink and healed up.
What was that?
Well, I don't know what it is, but I've been able to do it for as long as I can remember. It's one of the things that my family were so intrigued about. I can transfer the wound. I can move it either to myself or to someone else.
That's mighty useful.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how big the wound is generally, as long as the person's alive.
Well, I've seen stranger things. I guess I should be thanking you.
I told you I could fix it.
Yeah, well, I would have been fine with some needle and thread, but you insisted. Might as well put it on the old man.
Well, I didn't think he was going to invite us to a fucking birthday party or whatever. Wake, sorry. I thought he was...
A birthday party.
Yeah, and...
Are wakes parties where you're from?
No, I didn't think he was going to invite us to something. After the cave...
I mean, you wanted to get close to the girls.
I thought he was going to shoot me.
He handed you, 12-something young girls on a silver platter, Tanith. I figured you'd be ecstatic.
I didn't think of it that way.
And now you are, so get that expression off your face. It disgusts me. I need help loading this to my truck.
You wouldn't have said that to me unless you were thinking about it too.
Okay. Let's get this trash can full of body and
yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think we drop this and we get this.
Yep.
We've got to take the metal off him.
All right, I mean, he didn't really have much. Maybe a belt. And she steps forward.
No, I mean,
she
you're
got
gonna
his
have to.
badge.
You're gonna have to
that.
check his. You're gonna have to check his teeth.
Oh.
his teeth.
Fillings, depending on what kind of fillings he's got.
Anyone around these parts definitely has feelings. We're not known for good dental health.
Well, we can do that when we get back to your garage. I'm sure you have tools to
Yeah, I'll find something.
extract.
Wait, does he even have any teeth anymore? Look, he has no head.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, how much of his jaws are left?
There's about half of his head left.
Sabell's right. We'll deal with that when we get to it. Let's
Just make sure we get his badge and keys if he's got them, and belt buckle. I don't know. You Americans seem to like having these fancy belt buckles. And
Daisy turns out like her jacket pocket, and she's got his badge, his keys, his wallet, and she kind of shows it to him, puts it back in her pocket, and then she goes and kind of digs in the trash can, just like roughly like scrambling for his belt. All right, and unlatches it, takes it off. It's good leather. Now, can you help me put it in the truck?
Yeah, Sabella will get on one side of the trash can.
And
can't lift it myself.
Tanith?
No. Tanith, yeah. Come. And he helps you put it on. Yeah.
So we have to awkwardly go from the back all the way to the front.
With a trash can full of body. Yeah.
And about halfway, when they're on the side of the house, Daisy will leave and go to get her car and kind of back it up, or her truck, and back it up and open the bed up.
No, go get. What about the police car? What are we gonna do with it? Can we hide it in your garage for a minute?
Just leave it. Don't touch the car. Don't touch the car. Just if we touch the car, we leave prints or whatever, and other people would have seen it by now. Just leave it where it is.
Okay, just looks pretty suspicious hanging out in front of my.
Well, it's down the road a little bit, and he was sneaking around the back, so he put it somewhere where we couldn't see it from the store. So, look, all you got to say, if anyone asks, is that yes, we saw him. He came here, then he went away to take care of some other business, and we never saw him again. The last person that we saw at your shop was Ray Hauser.
And the deputy wasn't the only person who went missing today. So it might not be that strange. We saw someone get plucked out of it.
Yeah, there's that too. So it's he's going to be one of many, I'm assuming, that got vacuumed up in that bush near the cave.
Why I don't garden anymore. But that's a story for another time. All right, heave ho. And she's pulled
Let's go.
Yeah. Heave ho. Let's go.
So you're gonna load the body in the trash can into the back of your truck.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go where?
To Daisy's house.
Going to Daisy's house.
And what's your plan with the body once you get there?
We're gonna have
pour some acid on it.
A Breaking Bad moment.
Very good.
Daisy she'll pull the teeth out. Might as well just pull all of them out. She just doesn't have time to look for cavities specifically.
Just use a hammer, Daisy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's much more effective. And then they'll melt the body.
While you guys are Breaking Bad, we're going to shoot back across town real quick to Dr. Butterwick. Dr. B is how I have him in my notes because I got tired of writing Butterwick all the time. And for some reason, I just cannot call you Robert. I have no idea why. I call Dr. Kennedy in Manhattan. I call him Ernie all through the show. I can call him Ernie, but for some reason, I can't call you Robert. I have no idea why. It's so weird. Anyways, there's a little segue moment. You were freaking out, Dr. Butterwick, and trying to come to some conclusion as to what sort of action you're going to take. Rusty is going to implore to you that you can't tell anybody about what's down there. It's a big secret. Bad things would happen. And you can tell he's kind of he's not the smartest of kids. And he's only like 20, 21 years old. He's not completely bright, and he's obviously repeating information that's been told him.
And I'll look him dead in the eyes. A bit pasty myself now, and I'll go, don't worry, I won't tell anybody. As I'm thinking of how to call Daisy.
Right. Yeah, I would say by this point, you've probably got her number in your Nokia flip phone.
Yeah, so I'll keep it there, and I'll just go. I'll also look at Rusty and go, can you just go look after the doctor? The ambulance should be here soon. I'll make sure this door's shut so nobody knows what's going on. Okay?
Yeah. And he leaves to go out front where the doctor is.
Okay. And I'll kind of as soon as corners of this place, I imagine it's just like a square building in the middle of a field.
Yeah, kind of on the edge. There's not really, there's just one or two trees outside of the building, but it's pretty much just on the edge of town with fields all around it.
Okay, so I'll just walk around the corner away from where they are. and then just
outside the building.
Yeah, outside the building. I am not off back in that building.
Do what? Oh, you're not going back?
No. Yeah, so I'll walk around the corner, and then I'll just I'll scroll through my phone, and then I'll give Daisy a call, and then see if she picks up.
Yeah. when you start scrolling through your phone actually starts to ring, and it is it's the Hauser number. You've been there long enough, you probably picked it up, or maybe you don't, but it's not really important.
Yeah, so he kind of just like rubs his eyes. It's like, oh, this night, like these days just get longer and longer. He'll pick it up and go, "Hello, Dr. Robert Butterwick speaking."
Yes, Dr. Butterwick. This is Bob from the Hauser Ranch. Wait, not Bob. Sorry, Don. Sometimes I forget my own name. It's been a hell of a day, Doctor. I apologize for that. Don Smith. I'm the Hauser house manager. I'm sure you're aware of the death we've had in the family, and I know you've treated some of the family before, and we've invited pretty much everybody in town out to the ranch this afternoon for the wake. Of course, it's a Hauser party, so it'll be a big barbecue, but you're welcome to come by. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Thank you, Don. I'm sure I'll come by and pay my respects. Thank you for the
you're very
invitation.
welcome, Dr. Butterick. Thank you very much. Good day.
Good day. Yeah, so I'll just like, okay, that's the thing. Yeah, so he'll kind of push that to the side and say, okay. So
go back to calling Daisy.
Pretty normal. Yeah, he seemed pretty normal compared to the last time I had interaction with that family. So maybe they're chill now. But yeah. So yeah, I'll give Daisy a call.
Daisy, you are pouring acid into a barrel, and your phone rings.
She doesn't have a cell phone too, so you guys hear like this landline phone from inside the house, just. And she's like halfway through it. She's got these big clothes on. God damn it! Sabella, can you go get that?
I'm muted. Yeah. I can do that. Yeah. And she runs inside to go find the phone.
It's on the wall, like in the kitchen.
Is it cordless? Like, could I bring it out to you?
It's old. It has a cord.
Of course it does. God bless. Okay. She'll answer it. Hello?
Hello, it's Robert. Daisy?
Nope. This is Sabella.
Oh. Okay. I was just after Daisy.
Yeah, she's in the middle of something. What's up?
It's just a bit of a situation that I would need her help with.
What type of situation? What are we talking about here?
Like, a green situation.
I'm sorry, a what?
A green situation. Daisy might understand.
Daisy doesn't really garden anymore.
She might. She might need to dust off her shears.
Well, can we get back to you? We're in the middle of our own situation. Is this pressing? Is someone gonna die?
Somebody lost their arm, and somebody got drained of blood.
Well, you're a doctor, right?
It was a plant which did it.
A plant took off someone's arm.
It'd be easier if I could explain in person. I understand how it sounds over the phone. Trust me.
Sounds like you're off your rocker, Doc. I guess I'll let her know, and she'll call you back.
I'm at the water treatment plant. Dr. Horn's lost his arm, and Rusty's hurt. The situation could get worse.
Okay, well, I'm glad that a doctor is there to help out with all of those injuries. Yeah, I guess I'll just let her know. Just don't go near the plant again, maybe? That's all I got for you.
Okay. Sure. If she could give me a call back, it'd be kind of beneficial. He's kind of just like, he doesn't understand how crazy he sounds over the phone. Just ringing someone, he's like, yeah, there's a killer plant. Please help me.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do.
Okay. And he hangs up the phone.
It works perfectly considering how upset and anxious, and he's like, doesn't really know what to do. And I can just envision Dr. Butterwick as you're kind of pacing, making a circle of the building, looking at the tall grass, and it's a fenced in area around the building. So as you get around the sides and the back, there's not a whole lot of space. There's like a kind of a gravel parking area at the front of the building. But you can walk around the building. There is a grassy area that goes completely around. And as you are making your circle around, something that kind of catches your eye as you're walking back up is that there is a plain white van parked in the lot there at the water treatment plant. It didn't catch your eye before because it just looks like it belongs to the water treatment plant, and probably does the way it's parked there. But because of the events of the morning and everything that's been going on with the murder and such, I'm sure you've heard of the white van. So there's another white van that has popped up.
Does it look like anybody's in the seats?
No.
Okay.
Just parked inside the lot there at the water treatment plant.
Okay. You'll keep an eye on it. What are the last 3 digits of the license plate?
H4B.
All right. I'll hold you to that one.
Gotta write that down.
4 months later. What was that band's license plate again?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah. So
Okay.
he'll just have a quick glance at the plate, and then he'll walk back round to the front to where Rusty and Dr. Horn.
Yeah. It's not too much longer before an ambulance is going to show up, and you can deal with that situation. We won't have to role play that out. But I'm curious with our Breaking Bad group as to now you've got this barrel of growing sludge, and now what are you going to do with that?
Okay, so meta. Daisy has been in situations where she's had to deal with an unfortunate body situation.
Okay.
But she normally moved about from place to place, so she'd just dump it somewhere and just keep going. And so she's not quite sure on accurate disposing of it. So when she finishes with that, she'll look over to Tana basically for guidance. What now?
Oh, well, we wait. We wait until the bones start to sort of go like jelly, and it all kind of starts to dissolve. Then it's best to, well, how do we used to do it? We used to roll the barrel around a bit to shake it all up, and then just pour it into a large body of water.
Is this like a family pastime for you?
It happened a bit.
A bit. All right.
It's one of the reasons I split. I didn't agree with what they started to do.
So why Providence?
Because nobody knows where it is.
Fair. So did you... I want you to know there's no judgment here. I don't have time to judge people for what they do anymore. But a sport?
Sport? What do you mean, sport?
Well, if this happened all the time, why was that?
Oh, fuck. Well... Isabella's here too, isn't she?
I'm still in the house.
Yeah, she's talking to Butterwick.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to come out. Don't you worry.
Okay. The family that I was with, they're not a family. They're a group of religious fanatics that brought me up since I was a baby, like as early as I can remember. I don't actually know if my mother was one of them or my father. I have no idea. But they always told me that I was special, and anyway, that's beside the point. They started originally they were very kind of benign, and the religion was like many of the things that I've said to you. We believe that the god or goddess comes directly through the female form, through the act of creation. Hence the womb is so important, and the menstrual blood, like the whole menstrual cycle, the 28 days, the whole thing is connotations of the creation of the universe and everything. But again, beside the point. But men are lesser. We are just the servants, as you will, of the deity. We're here. We were put here to protect and feed and aid the women, especially the sacred women. And not every woman is sacred, but there are ones around. Now, that belief over time mutated into this thing that basically they started killing young men and sacrificing them to the women they believed were sacred, which were the matrons of my family. And they would take a bit, but the rest of the body we had to get rid of, and we were all party to it. Well, even I was a kid, well, I was a bit older then. I was like 19 or something, but yeah, they would, and they researched how they best thought was the best way to do it. Geez, they tried everything. We tried pigs. We tried just putting it in the sea. Lots of stuff, but ultimately, the cleanest and the easiest way was this. And there was a very large lake, like a dam, that was near us, that went through a treatment plant before it went to the town, many miles away, for drinking water. And so they used to just pour it into there. And it would dissolve and disseminate into the lake and stuff, I guess, and the treatment plant would clear out the rest.
People who believe that strongly in something are much more dangerous than anything on the other side. Are they after you, Tanith?
Well, definitely.
So we all run from something.
Yeah, we do. We do.
So, sorry.
And, yeah. Well, what do I say? You know, like, if they find me here, then fucking good luck to them. At this stage, we're probably going to be dead before they find me.
True.
Jesus, we're going to the houses tonight or something, aren't we? Like, we're walking straight to the lion's den.
Probably.
About that time, Sabella walks out back into the garage. Daisy.
Yeah.
Wait, what was going on? What y'all talking about?
We're just saying we gotta find a body of water to throw this in, so...
Water? A body of water? That's pollution.
No, not if we throw it by the water treatment plant.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like global warming has the thing to do with it.
Do you really think global warming is our top priority right now?
I mean, I'm just saying. The world's
we just murdered the sheriff, and now we've got to get rid of him.
Murdering doesn't cause global warming. Anyway, the doctor just called.
Dr.
Butterwick.
Oh, Butterwick.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, what for?
Something about there was some guy who got his arm ripped off and then lost a lot of blood or something, but it was done by a plant.
See, that's why I don't garden anymore. Fuck.
I know. You've mentioned.
All right. So why me? What does he want? I mean,
I don't know. He's just like
Well, he can't call the sheriff.
He asked for you specifically.
I mean, he's a doctor. Can't he just...
That's what I thought. Maybe he wants you to take care of the plant? I don't know.
All right. I got stuff that'll take care of that. Where is he?
But, hang on. We saw these plants down by the river and the cave. They were ripping people to pieces. If it's the same one, don't go there. Tell the doctor to run.
Plants are plants. Throw some fire on them.
Wait, did he tell me where he was? Did he tell me he was at the water treatment plant? Meta?
Yes.
Okay. He was at the water treatment plant. He's not in the woods.
Oh, fucking snap.
Damn, that's hella convenient. All right.
Let's go and fix the doctor's weed problem.
All right. Grab some weed killer. Grab the soup. Sheriff soup and
the drive will shake it up, Daisy. The drive will shake it up.
Oh, good.
I got some clippers and stuff around. Give me a few minutes. I'll throw some things together, and can you guys load the sheriff here into the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You got a weed eater? Weed whacker?
I mean for choring, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that'll fix it, right?
I mean, it's a pretty good weed whacker, but I don't know if it has quite the caliber of weed whacking to take down a sentient plant. But
it couldn't hurt.
Why not?
Oh my god! Did you guys ever get the feeling that you're in a bad movie?
My life's a bad movie, Tannis.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta, I don't know, say fuck it.
Shoot the sheriff.
I think it's a little soon for that.
Come on. You had it coming.
That's the new name of the episode now, is Weed Killer and Sheriff Soup.
Or just weed problems.
One of my favorite lines so far. So you guys gonna load this plan of action up into Daisy's truck and head out towards the water treatment facility? Is that your plan?
Yep.
Daisy will she'll grab some stuff. I want to say she's a flamethrower, but she's probably not that fancy. That'd be really nice. But she'll grab like a weed whacker and like those big like clippers, and she'll grab like some
machete,
some other fire implements.
Yeah,
She's probably got
nice.
a torch, like one of those, like with the propane tank torch, but not like a full-out flamethrower. She'll grab that and some hairspray. Really, really old hairspray that's been sitting there, might not be good anymore because she doesn't use hairspray.
Some of that high propane Aquanet from the 80s.
Yeah.
Definitely.
she like goes through and it's just covered in dust from her parents. All right.
I love it. I love it. I can just see that montage too, the little close up of Daisy picking up the purple can of Aquanet, blowing the dust off the top, throwing it in the bag. So you guys are loading up the truck. Dr. Butterwick, you're dealing with the ambulance does finally arrive, loads the doctor up. Daisy, if you look at the map, you can kind of see, I gave you a little driveway and pulled your house off the main road there for you, so you got a little drive to get back to Daisy's house. But when you get back on the main road and you are making your way out of town or over towards the water treatment plant, that takes you right by the cafe and bait. You turn onto Main Street. It's going to pull you right by where the sheriff's car is parked, just a block from your house. It'll be before you get to Sabella at the Blue Rose, just to kind of give you some frame of reference. So in that spot between the cafe and bait and the Sabella is kind of where Deputy Clark's car was parked there along Main Street. So you're going to drive right back by that car as you are heading out towards the water treatment facility. And as you turn that corner and are heading down that street and everybody looks over, because I know you're all thinking about it. You've got his melting body in the back of the truck right now. You see Deputy Sheriff Lane Clark getting into his car.
What the fuck? Who?
Daisy just kind of looks at Tanith like, I was right.
So who's in the drum?
I don't know. One of them's not real, that's for sure.
Should we kill that one too?
Sabella.
Jesus, Sabella.
You gotta stop
turned into a
watching all those
bloodthirster.
crime shows. We can't.
You're wearing off on me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
we can't just go around killing everybody.
Okay, but obviously one isn't real, and the one that we have melting right now, you have all of his badge and everything, his wallet, his keys.
I do.
So you think that one out there?
Well, if he's getting in the car, that means he has keys too.
Oh.
And on that, like, she's got like one hand on the wheel, and they're kind of stopped at like a stop sign or something, and she'll search her pockets to make sure she still has all of those items.
I need a cigarette.
Yeah, you do still have all of those items. And Should We Kill Him Too has now surpassed Sheriff Soup as my favorite line of the movie. And that's going to be our cliffhanger today, where we're going to end our episode as you guys panic about the Deputy Clark.
I want to paint this. We're all sitting at a stop sign, and Daisy's got her blinker on, and it's that really annoying, like, rapid blinker that's like, and they're all staring over at the sheriff, and Daisy at the stop sign slowly pulls out 3 cigarettes and hands them out, and they all light it. They're just staring at the sheriff.
Oh no.
Very suspicious.
Yeah, as you all light up your cigarette and start up from your stop and cruise right by Deputy Clark's car, he gives you a little smile and a nod. Fade to black.
Oh man.
I love it. That was so good. So good. And I don't know, so many things that are going to be going to be happening.
So a whole episode trying to melt a body.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What happened with that? Go back. Interesting. My music stopped working all of a sudden. All right. Well, I guess if there's any time for it to do, it would be now. Awesome. Well, we got back into it, Dr. Butterwick. We got a little story brewing under your feet too. Thanks again, all of you guys, for playing with me here. What a fantastic game. Let's go around our little stage and have each player take a moment and let us know who they are and any quick reaction to that you have to the episode or the story or what's unfolding or anything like that. And let's start with Dr. Butterwick because we've missed him for a while. So let's have him talk for a little bit more.
Well, yeah, it's good to be back. Can honestly say you caught me out at left field with the killer plant. Did not see that coming. I left. There was a crazy woman which was going to kill me. I came back. I didn't die, and now I'm getting attacked by a killer plant. So who knows what next week? Could be any object.
Yeah, for sure. You never know what's going to happen when you miss a day and come back. Poor Kristen knows about that.
But yeah, no, it's good to be back. Enjoying it. The story's great, like always. Thanks to wonderful game master. But yeah.
Well, we are glad to have you back. So let's go next door to Sabella, who was kind of like a little bit of a go-between for everything today, it seemed like.
Yeah, that was that was so good. That was great. I am really pleased with how the story is progressing, and I say it every week, but I really love the dynamic between Daisy, Sabella, Tanith. They just play off each other so well. It's hilarious to me. You can find me on Instagram at Krista the Barista, and you can also find my cat, Pink Splat Cat, on Instagram as well.
I love it. You had two of the best lines in the show today too, so that was fantastic. I love that too. Should we kill him too? It's like, I mean, we're right here. It's like gonna be no big deal. You got the other
gives no fucks. She's just going with the role.
I love it. All right, so then let's jump up to Mr. Tanith Flannery.
Tanith, the prophet. Oh, Jesus. Daisy. I love how Daisy just sort of, thinks she knows what Tanith is doing, and then I like the things that she respects Tanith for are the things that most people would run from you if you knew. Oh, I respect him because he knows how to get rid of a good body. And, it's cool. I love the interplay. It's fun.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for playing with us today. I would say you could plug your Adventure with Advantage, but apparently that one is no more. So sorry about that, but I am glad that we still have you here at the theater and with us on the Heartland. And we have more shows planned, and I'm sure another cult show will come too. So we have more work for you ahead. And then that leaves us with Daisy Hamilton.
Yes, hello. I am Jaylee. You can find me on Twitter at Jahoy_Matey. And you can also see me Friday nights as Harvey Wins. Oh, wait. Will you, though?
That's right.
We're not going to get too deep into that because you have to go on YouTube and watch it.
Yes.
We won't be having a show this Friday, unfortunately, though, because I'm in a real life show and I'm in a doll's house. So I'll be preoccupied with that. But yeah, I like this show. I like the difference in the characters. Like I love both of the cult games we have going on right now, and they're both so different and just so entertaining. I love learning more and more about Tanith and like slowly chipping away at him, even if he confuses Daisy quite a bit. But
yeah, we learned quite a bit about Tanith today.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Some
but yeah, I'm
stuff.
excited to to delve into next week and face these plants.
Outstanding. Well, break a leg in your show. We're very excited about that. I'm sure you're glad to get through it, even though it's a passion of ours. I know how much work, and you get down to show week, it's like, okay, now all I want to do is just go home and not do this anymore until it's over, and then you'll be sad that it's over and can't wait for the next show. I know how that goes, but break a leg. I think I might be able to get up there Friday and see you. So that is my tentative plan. So maybe I'll get to see you again. So thank you all again for playing with us here. Thanks everybody for watching Tabletop Roleplay. I also want to thank Helmgast for this great game coming up with the 4th edition, and Roll20 for being our virtual tabletop. They've got the character sheets for both the Divinity Lost 4th edition and the old version, the 3rd edition of the old game. If you want to play if you play the old school KULT, those are both available on Roll20. So go and start a KULT game there. There are many other people that work here at Tabletop Roleplay behind the scenes. Thank you all. You know who you are, and those of you who help support us on Patreon, thank you very much. You guys help keep the clock ticking, as it were. All of you out there watching can help all of these people get their thanks by just spreading the word and telling your friends about Tabletop Roleplay Theater. Like and follow us on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. Go to our YouTube page and click that red subscribe button. That is a huge thing for us right now because I've been doing a whole lot of research, and apparently that alone does amazing things with our discoverability, helping new people find us. And the YouTube algorithms love TTRP Theater. So click the red subscribe button, tell your friends to click it, even if they don't want to watch us. I'll take all the clicks we can get. This episode will be available very soon, joining all of our past episodes on YouTube. So if you've missed anything along the way, just like Jaylee said, you want to find out what happened to Harvey last week on Manhattan, go to YouTube. It's there, and it is worth the watch, for sure. Let's see. Skip that. Join us Saturday night for Curse of Strahd, Gothic horror with the great DM Lake. We didn't have this last week because of my real life situations. So I am excited to get back at Curse of Strahd. DM Lake is just so fun, and his old lady voice. I wish I had him here to do Ruth Hauser's voice because he does a great witch voice. That starts at 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern. So come back for that. From all of us here at Tabletop Roleplay Theater and those of us here in the Heartland, to all of you out there beyond the veil, in the darkness, we say good night, sweet dreams, and we love you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Watching you, Reese. Did you?